Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash film slash story discussion fun. This such topic will be about great artist, singer, entrepreneur named Karyn White. And I will also be comparing power levels or and for Karyn White in regards to her talents, abilities, and skill sets. Okay, Karyn White, much like her peers, and much like the artists that inspired her and influenced her, came from an early beginning, humble or not. And of course, Karyn White initially started singing as a little girl. She discovered, and all those around her discovered her talent at the age of 4. And of course, she being from an immensely powerful musical family that had a instrumentalist as a father and a gospel choir director as a mother, Karyn had strong inspirations as far as music goes. But other than gospel, she also heard pop music, R&B, soul, because her siblings played all types of music in the household, so she was surrounded by it. So music had an inspiration on her to the fact where at an early age she knew she wanted to be an entertainer, so she desired that and kept that in her spirit. And of course, she went into beauty pageants, she went into modeling, pop pageants, and she even organized her very own pageants and talent shows eventually. And then of course she gained experience and honed her talent along the way. Eventually, she joined a legacy group, which was formed partly by her, and she sung in that for a brief while. And then she joined an R&B artist on tour and sung for him as a backup singer. She didn't tour a very long time before she caught her big break so that she could become an immensely popular artist on her own, because that soon happened after she went on tour with this artist. She then recorded backing vocals for a popular jazz artist, and she obviously was a part of a hit song in which showcased her vocal abilities and talents. So Warner Brothers wanted to give her a record deal immediately, so she was signed to Warner Brothers, and it was L.A. Reid and Babyface that produced her first album, which produced several hit singles, of course. And she has a world record for having 3 singles debut at #1 off of her debut album. They debuted at #1 on the charts, I believe. So, and of course, she produced the hit anthem for women empowerment, which was Superwoman. And Superwoman was one of the hit songs on her initial record, of course, which sold millions of copies, or a million something. The singles sold highly, and I believe the album itself sold highly. So it was a platinum selling album. And then her follow-up album was a gold album. It produced more hits, more of the same of that. And then her third album didn't quite sell as much as her first 2, and it didn't chart as high, but nevertheless, she kept going. So, but she did produce some hit songs off of that album nevertheless. And then, of course, she briefly took a hiatus from music, I believe, before releasing her next album. So she released 1 album, 2, maybe then she stepped away slightly, came back with a third maybe, and then waited until years later until she had her company together where she could produce her own music and distribute her own songs, of course, without needing a major record label. So she became a independent label owner that produced music, film projects, movie projects, and I think they did real estate too. Okay, let's get to the power levels for Karyn White. She is an immensely popular and powerful singer that has a complete control over her vocal ranges. Of course, she can go from high to low and not lose any type of integrity in that particular motion, of course. And she's, of course, a powerful songwriter that contributes and has contributed to many of her hit songs and records. She also utilizes other writers, but she has heavily contributed with her own songwriting efforts, of course. And she's an immensely powerful stage performer, of course, that does electrified performances that entices the crowd, of course. And of course, besides that, she's a mother, she's a wife, so she does the family thing just the same as any or everybody else. Okay, folks, let me know how you feel about this one.